The title of this article is Assessing the Effects of Physician-Patient Interactions on the Outcomes of Chronic Disease. It's by S.H. Kaplan in the Medical Care Journal from 1989. I brought some oldies for you guys. We talked about this one a little bit last week too. So let's jump into our question here. All right, I'm giving you a true or false. You got 50-50 shot here. A negative response by the physician to a patient's health indicators or outcomes not being met can show a positive patient-physician relationship. So
what did that say?
Yeah, so patient comes in, they say, I haven't been doing well. This medication's not helping. The physician has a negative response to that. Is it going to give a positive patient-physician relationship or a negative patient-physician relationship? So if you chose true, you would be saying that it shows a positive relationship. False would be a negative relationship, if that clears it up a little bit.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And you guys got 3 seconds to decide. It's a 50-50 shot.
Jeez. Melanie.
I know.
Timelines here are unbelievable.
I know. Sometimes that 1 minute could be forever. Sometimes it's really short. All right, let's see. We got Ed with false. Okay, Dwayne with false. Josh with false, and Molly with false. Let's cruise on. It is actually true. So I know.
Simply because you're able to tell them something negative.
It shows that the physician cares. If they're like, oh man, it's not working. Like, and they're upset that, the information that I gave you isn't helping you. It shows that that physician actually cares and wants you to feel better.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting because I know in this was in was it chronic disease or something? Is that right? What was the patient population?
Yes. Yeah. It's outcomes with chronic disease or patients with chronic diseases.
Yeah. Because chronic and autoimmune just get screwed with forever. You'll see these time to diagnoses of 5 years or 10 years or something. But it's interesting that what you're saying about dang it, we tried another one. Let's keep, I wish it had worked. I can see that in the long run, that does form a good relationship, but yeah.
I guess I didn't look at this question like that as more of empathetic to the negative outcomes. I looked at it as more superior to the patient and, getting that rift between patient provider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I read it too.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of, but remember, it was read to us by someone. I'm just saying. I don't want to point fingers. It was read to us.
But I had to read it 3 more times after I said it.
You're just if you're just well, you suck, then that's a negative response. But if it's a negative response that's okay, this didn't go well, so we need to do something else, is something completely different,
Yeah, for sure.
That's an important point and this is in research, they should bold and highlight these things. It's responding negatively to the health indicator, not to the patient's statement or response, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dang, your blood pressure is still high. Man, we got to work on that. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Huh.
See, we come, discussion brings us, full circle. We get there.
Yeah.
But some of this stuff is really interesting to read the discussion on about how they got there. Because this sentence alone was kind of how everybody said that it was oh, well, if my doctor's being negative towards me, I'm not going to like them very much. But kind of showing that that doctor cares whether it was positive or negative, what your health indicator was, whether it be your A1C was up or your blood glucose was up or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know we were allowed to read the discussion part of research. I thought we had to stick just to the abstract. I always heard that was the best practice.
Oh. Some of us just skim to the conclusion, but
that's always good too. I do always love looking at research, and when you read the methods and you're like, what the hell were you, what? How did... Who authorized this thing? Or there's one on internal hip rotation. And I'm like, these numbers are off the charts. And then it's I can't remember, said 122 collegiate baseball pitchers were evaluated. I'm like, yeah, they're not in college pitching baseball unless they have massive amounts of internal hip rotation. What a ridiculous population to test for a normal value. Anyways, I sound like a pissed off nerd now, but I swear I'm cool.
It's funny you bring that up just about the methods too, because reading some, personal injury or car accident research is very interesting that it's 120 volunteers were rear-ended. It's who signs up for this?
What country was this research on? Because
At what velocity are we being rear-ended? And
I'm gonna guess it was China, but that's just me. I'm not sure.
my goodness.
and the findings were that American cars were had a much higher injury rate than the Chinese versions, I'm sure.
They were trying to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
That's why IIHS uses dummies in their testing. But, I digress.
Imagine a practice where patient engagement is seamless and unified. With trust-driven care, connect with patients across text, email, social media, and Google Business Chat, all on autopilot. Empower your team to step in effortlessly and engage in real time from anywhere. Say goodbye to multiple software and hello to a simplified practice and life. Trust-driven care is the all-in-one solution to save time, boost revenue, and build patient loyalty. Book your demo today and watch your schedule start to fill up.